Amanda, how's your lip gloss today? You getting it on the microphone? You good?
Sticky.
You good? We are here with my dear friend. I've known you forever, Garcelle.
I had never gotten more attention when the announcement of Housewives.
People binge you. But what are you binging? I want to know how your emails are doing.
You know, I'm in recovery. I'm trying.
This is what we talk about.
Why can't you just love me for who I am?
I do love you for who you are. I'm trying to help you be a more organized email person.
I'm working on it. I've created little folders for things to go once I've read them.
That's great. That's a good first step.
You really hate the fact that I just hit mark all as read.
Yes. No, we need to organize them, not just pretend they didn't exist.
But it got it down to like 18,000. But my current like unread is probably in the 400s.
I mean, 92,000 to 18,000 is huge. So I'm proud of you.
I feel like I'm making strides.
But yeah, just checking read doesn't count.
Is there a 12-step process for email addiction?
So I think there is. There used to be something. I don't know if it still exists.
See, that's the thing. It's the opposite of that. I'm not an email addict. I don't want to do it.
I once found something called SaneBox. I don't know if it still exists, but you can download this software on your phone and it like puts them, it trains your inbox to like put them in things. It changed my life.
I will look for it.
It changed my life.
I will try it. Melissa likes to send me texts on days when she's not like super crazy busy, and she'll be like, "I'm doing the W's today."
And like go through your.
What are you doing?
The best way to clean out your inbox is go alphabetical. Like you pick like the name of your kid's school, right? Start with that, or your last name. Like my last name would start with an H or a W, or yours is S, or So you go through like. You're like, okay, I'll go through all the family members and all the many texts that they've sent me, or the teacher, or the the manager, or the whatever. You go through each friend, the friend that sends you the most memes, delete them.
No, we love the memes.
No, you keep that. I mean, you don't keep the memes because they take up too much hard. Look, I just did a whole clean out on my hard drive.
No,
you know what I was binging this week?
Buy more Apple storage. That's what we do.
No, because I'm trying to move things over. I'm trying to clean out. Not only am I trying to clean out my inbox always.
My cloud is a chaotic.
I'm trying to clean up my photos right now. I cannot find photos from before 2014 for some reason. And I'm trying to clean out my whole photo like box and just like screenshots I took of things that were funny or things I sent people, or I have 5 million pictures of this one birthday cake for my son's 5th birthday. Like, why do I need those?
You were very proud of it.
I know, but why can't I just keep one of those? So I'm trying to like clear them out. I'm trying to save them. I'm trying to note when I save them, because then I save things and I'm like, I'm trying to find pictures of before when I was pregnant with Mason. So that would be 2005. I cannot find those photos. The Today Show wants to put up a picture of me pregnant with my son when I was in Italy. And I know exactly which picture I want to share with them. No idea where it is.
Do you have your old computers backed up?
Somewhere. And so one of the many, I have like a whole rack of hard drives. I got a whole rack of flash drives. I'm missing half of my wedding photos.
This is a problem.
It's a problem.
And you're on me about my emails.
I mean, and I'm organized.
They say, look at the log in your own eye.
Oh, yes. or the don't throw rocks when you live in a glass castle. What is it? No, I don't know.
I don't know. Something like that. There's a log in your eye. That's all I'm saying.
There's a log in my eye. Guys, I got to clean out the log in my eye, the inbox, and the photo stream. So let's talk a little bit real quick about reality shows, because
love reality television.
See, I'm not. You want to hear my background on why I'm not a reality fan?
I have my theories of why you're not, but go for it.
So, I started off with the reality, like I was of the generation of The Real World.
Yes.
The first like true reality show. I was in New York working for Nickelodeon.
Strangers picked to live in a house.
And it was welcome to the real world, world. My stepdad still does that to me all the time. I'm like, oh, I gotta take the trash out. Welcome to the real world. So yeah, and the thing is, I worked for Nickelodeon, they worked for MTV, so a lot of the time I would actually meet up with them. So as like someone who was 5 to 10 years younger than them, I was like starstruck by all these like the real world people are here. And I watched a few seasons of that, and they told me things like they would leave a book on the table if they wanted to talk about AIDS, let's say, right? So they'd leave an AIDS book on the table, and it would, there's an AIDS book. Should we talk about? And they'd talk about that, or like they would plant things around the apartment for them to discuss, or fights to get it. They plant fights and stuff like that. Anyway, then being in the industry and working on Sabrina at the time of like the first big writer strike, there was the big writer strike coming, and actor strike. There was this huge strike coming, and like all year, I want to say it was like season 5 or 6 on Sabrina. all year this threat loomed over us of this strike. And everyone was like, what are we going to do? Because this strike is going to go and it's going to last a long time. And we're not going to have any television. So I know we as a show, we would normally do about 24 episodes. That year we did 26 or 27. Like we did a few extra so that the network would have some to bank to air later. So we're trying to get them done before the strike happened and all this. And that's where reality sprung from, right? That's when it was like, well, we don't need writers. And we don't need actors. We can hire people off the street to do random things like Jackass or, or just spar with your family or...
Road Rules. That was my other favorite from that era.
That was a good one, yeah.
So they're all in a camper and...
See what happens. Yeah. What was the Paris Hilton was?
Simple Life.
Simple Life, right?
That was
her and
great,
Nicole Richie.
Actually.
Yeah. And so that was the dawn of reality shows, and I never really got into them. I do have to say my one guilty pleasure was Kardashians, and I think it's because I related to them in a weird way, like all those sisters and one brother, that's the same makeup as my family, all having their little inside jokes, always defending each other even when even when they got in fights, it always came back to they were a family, and that never fractured that family. And that's what I stuck with for the longest time. I thought when she had her 72-hour marriage, that was going to be the end of it. And that was kind of the end of it for me. But I was like, oh, okay, I can't. But what I think the downfall of the Kardashian family, if you want my 2 cents, is that they put each other first in a good way, but then they also put each other first throughout their marriages and stuff.
Right.
They never took their spouse as that. They didn't start a nucleus of their own family. It was always still about the Kardashian family first and foremost. And I think that when you get married, my husband had to point that out to me. He's like, we come first. Like we're the family now. And everyone else is sort of external and filters into it, but we are the nucleus. And that was a hard thing for me to grasp. And I feel like the Kardashians have not gotten that yet.
Yeah, I think that is an interesting observation. I mean, they're, this amazing family unit, but yeah, I don't think any of them have had a successsul marriage.
Not where it's like, it feels like that was the most important relationship in their life. Like it feels like the mom is, or the sisters are, or, the brother's kind of fallen off, but as far as the last time I watched it, but that's my foray into reality. What are you into?
That makes sense. Oh gosh, what am I not into when it comes to reality? I am a sucker for any of the cheesy game show reality shows, like during the pandemic when Netflix was just rolling them out. So there was like The Circle and
what's that one?
Oh, so it's these people and they are living in like an apartment building and they connect via like a social media situation. So they create a profile and they never see each other in person. They just see a picture. And they have, like, some people are catfishing though, so they're not who they say they are. And if you make it to the end, then you win like $100,000 or something.
I've never heard of this. But they're living in the same apartment building, but they're not allowed to see each other.
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
It's really bizarre.
Do you think they're really sneaking next door and like having sex?
Maybe. They don't show it on TV. But they do form like relationships.
Oh, so
like, there's like flirting going on, and then at the end they all get revealed to each other. And so yes, I could see budding romances happening.
Oh my gosh, during the pandemic, my neighbors in Tahoe, they built a 24-hour camera and built a squirrel box, like home, like a feeder. And it was chipmunks. It was for chipmunks. And I forget what the name of the website.
They feed their chipmunks?
So they like set up a chipmunk, like they set up like a little house. He built a little house, attached it to a tree, and then put food in it. And then he put a camera in it with a live feed on a website, and you could like watch his chipmunks.
That's really
so
sweet,
cute.
actually. I would enjoy that.
I think it only lasted like 2 weeks, but maybe we'll bring it back here at What Women Binge. We'll bring back the chipmunk.
Yeah, maybe I should link to the Mushu cam so everyone can watch my lizard live his life.
Go. Do that. Is Mushu? What's the name for that? Is that Mulan?
It's from Mulan. Yeah,
that's the only Disney movie I've never seen.
What?
It was just like a time period between my little sisters and my kids, and it was like there was this time period of like 3 movies.
Amanda's media retreat is just getting more.
I know you want to take me on a retreat, and we're gonna. But I have to retreat you too. Excuse me. We have some things to watch.
There's one thing that I have not watched that you want me to watch.
What? Which one is it?
Shawshank.
Oh, Shawshank.
That was literally
that
the
is
only
like
one.
That's a sin though. Like not to see Shawshank is like I don't
I
even
feel
know.
like that about that thing you do and Mean Girls.
I know
So,
Mean Girls. I do have to see Mean Girls. I understand Mean Girls. I feel like I've seen it in pieces and through other people telling me about it. But yeah, no, I don't.
It's so enjoyable.
Well, you ready for an enjoyable interview?
Yes. I am so excited about this interview.
All right, let me give a little introduction to our friend who's coming out, Garcelle Beauvais. She was born in Haiti. And by the age of 7, she moved to Massachusetts just in time to start kindergarten. She then headed to Miami when she was 16 years old. She wanted to get this story. She wanted to seek out a modeling career. But while she was at a red light reapplying her lipstick, the head of the owner of the modeling agency saw her and was like, "Do you want to model for me?" And she was like, "You're the reason
Yes,
I'm
I
here."
do.
I do. Her first TV appearance was in the show Miami Vice. If you're looking for it, it's episode 18 according to Wikipedia. Then in 1994, she started an Aaron Spelling show, Models Inc., which makes sense. She was a model and breaking into acting. I mean, perfect segue. Followed closely by playing Fancy for 5 years in the Jamie Foxx Show, which immediately led into 4 seasons on NYPD Blue. And that's a show. There's a show that people binged when you didn't even binge. I mean, that was appointment television. She graced the silver screen many times, including in the fan favorite Coming to America in 1988. And again last year in the sequel as the Rose Bearer. Remember the Rose Bearer?
She's amazing.
Yes, I loved her in that. Now she's the co-host of The Real, as well as of 2020, she was the first. I didn't know this. She was the first Black main cast member on the fan favorite show, The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And if you haven't heard of that, you should check it out.
It's so good.
Everybody loves it. Everybody loves it. So Garcelle was named one of People Magazine's 50 most beautiful people in 2014.
And she still is.
She's gorgeous. She's,
Flawless.
doesn't age a bit, and she's amazing. And got a personality to match. She had a podcast called Going to Bed with Garcelle, which is really fun if you want to check that out. She's appeared in numerous music videos. She wrote a children's book series called I Am. And she has a book that you can pre-order now called Love Me As I Am, which I just love that title too. I think there's something interesting with Love Me As I Am and then her I Am book series. She's also the mom of 3 boys just like me and the mom of twins like you. So we have to talk to her about that. And I have seen firsthand how she loves to jump in, support her friends in their endeavors, and lend support to many wonderful causes, especially March of Dimes and the Step Up Women's Network. That's a big one for her. So sit tight because we're about to have a nice long chat with my friend, Garcelle Beauvais. So every month is a struggle, right? To just eat better and eat healthier. And I don't care if it's New Year's or it's the middle of June or it doesn't change. And I'm always trying to eat better. But healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring because Magic Spoon.
That's right. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, it fits in all day long and it's delicious.
They have amazing flavors that you will love without all the bad stuff, right?
That's right.
0 grams of sugar. There's lots of protein in there. There's only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving.
And only 140 calories per serving.
It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. Lots of great things there, guys.
The variety pack comes with 4 different flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, so you can try them all.
What's your latest mix-up? I know we always talk about mixing these up. Which way have you gone?
Well, my classic is the chocolate and peanut butter together.
Yes.
However, frosted and chocolate is like a milkshake.
Okay.
In a bowl.
Yeah. That's like a Neapolitan or something, right?
It's so good.
What if you put frosted with peanut butter? What do you think, like a vanilla peanut butter? I think I'm going to try that next.
That would be really good.
So you guys can try it too. Go to magicspoon.com/WWB to grab a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code WWB at checkout to save $5 off your first order.
And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product that it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee, which you will be. But if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money.
So remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/WWB and use the code WWB to save $5 off.
Thanks, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring What Women Binge.
You know what's really hard?
What's that?
Creating and sticking with healthy habits. It's really hard sometimes. And especially when the to-do list is just like a mile long. There's like a million things we all have to do, but we still have to try to eat good, right?
Yeah, you know what makes it so much easier for me?
Let me guess. Splendid Spoon.
Yes, I'm telling you, this sponsorship has changed my life.
I know. I love it. Because of Splendid Spoon sponsoring What Women Binge, we have both become huge fans.
Yes.
And we eat it constantly, and we're always reporting back to each other on our favorite. Like one of my favorites is the spicy lentil soup.
Oh,
I'm not saying
the lentil soup.
the name right, but it's so good.
And the broccoli hemp seed soup.
Yeah.
I think the bowl.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
And of course, they have their vegan meatball marinara that's like a huge favorite.
So good. And the taco bowl.
Oh my gosh.
I could really go on and on.
Yes.
And the shots.
The recovery shots, or there's a detox shot.
The detox shot is great. And the immunity shot.
Yeah, and they just give you what you need in that little dose right there. So you guys can get some too. You can get started and save $35 on your first order of delicious plant-based meals at splendidspoon.com/binge35.
That's right. Splendidspoon.com/binge35 to save $35 on your first order. So it comes out to like $6.66
That's not
a meal.
very much. That's amazing.
It's perfect.
And we want to thank Splendid Spoon for sponsoring this episode of What Women Binge. All right, you guys, we are here, What Women Binge, and we are here with my dear friend. I've known you forever, Garcelle.
Ever. Hi.
Hi, thank you for being here.
This is so
happy
exciting.
to be here.
I know, this is our first Zoom, so we're experimenting. So thanks for allowing us to use you as our first Zoom guinea pig.
I'm glad y'all go way back.
Do most people come in studio? Because I love your studio.
We have been keeping it pretty much Nashville based, but we're kind of running out of people. So we're starting to reach out to our LA peeps. And I thought, what better person to have on than you, especially because our first guest was Candace King and her big show was Housewives. So it just like, I went, well, I know Garcelle, so I've got to get Garcelle on here.
She'd be very jealous today.
Good.
Yeah, she would be so jealous. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. We want to talk about all the things that you're super duper into, but we also, of course, have to give the fans a little tidbit of all the stuff going on in your. So we gave the little intro, and I mean, so everybody at home is like up to date on all of your amazing accomplishments from your modeling career, movies, TV shows, hosting, lots of hosting gigs. But we go back to charity work together.
Yeah, we've done a lot together. I mean, I used to see you almost every weekend, if not, we would work during the week and then we would do charity on the weekends. And I love seeing you and I love seeing your kids. And it's just great to see your evolution.
I know. We did so much stuff for the March of Dimes. We had fun with a group of amazing women, Julie Bowen, Kelly Martin. I wanted to call her by her married name. And we had so much fun every Sunday we would meet and like come up with ways to raise money for March of Dimes.
Yeah, I loved it. I really did. And it was really nice to, like, we could just do that and not worry about work or what you're working on. It was just like we came together for a great cause.
It was a fun group of women, and we came up with some great ideas and ways to fundraise.
I love March of Dimes.
Yeah, March of Dimes is amazing.
Taking care of those preemies, all those babies.
I know, so good.
Yeah, so you guys both have something. So Garcelle and I have in common that we're both moms of 3 boys, but you guys have in common that you're twin moms.
Yes.
I can't even understand that.
Nothing like it.
Nothing like it. Shock of a lifetime for me. I have never been more floored. I just started laughing. They're like, there's 2 in there.
Is it as hard as you'd imagine, or is it like, are there?
Oh my God. The first year was a blur.
I don't remember. I think I've blocked it out.
Yeah. I remember one night, I heard a cry, obviously. I sat up on the bed. I looked over at the clock next to me and it said 3:15. And I went into the nursery, fed them, changed them, put them back to sleep, like record time. Got back in the bed at like maybe 3:30, 3:35. Went to sleep. I heard a cry. I sat up. I looked over at the clock and it was 3:45.
Yeah.
And it was the other one.
I can't. I thought it was hard enough when I was like changing diaper or potty training the oldest and breastfeeding the middle one. Like I can't even imagine like both of them needing the same things at the same times. Like,
well, it's never the same time. That's the problem. Is you want it to be the same time, and it's as soon as you lay your head back down on the pillow, the other one's like, "Oh wait, yeah, I was hungry."
What are the girls' names?
Golda and Georgia.
Oh, how sweet.
What about your boys?
Jax and Jade, but we spell Jade Jaid.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, it's fun.
and another great thing about Garcelle is she is a huge supporter of all of her friends. And I know that you put your kids in, when I had a clothing line for a short hot minute, you were putting your kids in King of Hearts all the time on the red carpet, taking pictures with
them.
them.
The line was super cute. And second, we're supposed to support each other.
Yes.
That's what friends do.
Exactly. And that's why I've already pre-ordered your book this morning.
I'm on it.
I'm so excited. Yeah. The book comes out. When does it come out? April.
April
right?
12th.
Okay. April 12th. And
I'm a little nervous about, to be honest.
No, everybody should. Is there a lot of so I wanted to ask you about something that I think might be in your book. I wanted to talk. You were on the Cosby Show way back when.
I was.
I wanted to ask you your experience on the Cosby Show.
Well, once you get the book, you will know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
yeah, I was. I mean, that's a big. That's one of the big milestones in. I was just starting my career, so that was a big deal to get a part on that show.
Yeah, that was a huge, I mean, for me, that was the like water cooler, elementary school conversation was what happened
Yeah.
on Cosby Show last night. So that was a huge show for me.
Huge show for a lot of us, especially in the Black community, having a show where, it was positive in the sense that, she was an attorney, he was, a doctor, and the kids, it was just something that we really hadn't seen. And I think that's what made it, you trusted in what you were seeing, it felt positive and good.
Yeah. And and I mean, I can't even imagine how it was for younger Black America. Like for me, just being a white girl watching like a fun family that was like having the same kind of problems we were having, and like that it was so relatable on so many levels. And I can't even imagine like for the Black community that, that representation, what that must have meant back then.
It was huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
really speaking of which, so is it true that you are the first Black cast member of the
Beverly Hills?
Of Beverly Hills. Just of Beverly Hills. Okay. So just that one cast.
Yeah, the Beverly Hills franchise. They had never had diversity. So that was really
I couldn't believe that when I heard that, because it's been on how many seasons? 12 seasons?
12 seasons.
13? Yeah.
We're about to wrap the 12th season. But interestingly enough, I was saying this when, we've both been in the business for a long time. I've done some incredible things, worked with some incredible people throughout my career. And I had never gotten more attention when the announcement of Housewives.
Because we need our housewives.
I mean, it was crazy. And a girlfriend of mine called me. She's like, oh my God, you're trending. And at the time, I'm like, I'm making pork chops for the boys. Like, what am I trending for?
That's funny. So you joined the cast in 2020. Is that right?
Yes, 2020, when it aired in 2020.
So
yes.
I just got to know how that, like, is there an audition process? Were you friends with someone? I don't understand. See, I'm not a big reality TV watcher, but I've been trying to catch up because of course I adore you, and now I like, I'm like, well, my friend's on it. I've got to watch.
Girl, you got to catch up. Get a bottle of wine. Get your favorite snack.
You got to tell us like one of your best tips. Like, okay, first of all, is it like, do you love being on it? Is it like, are you glad you did it? Is it like?
I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I did it. It stretched me. It made me grow, gave me a little bit more thick skin, which I needed. You would think I'd have thick skin being in the industry so long, but this is a different kind of thing. So they were interested a few years back, and it just didn't work out. My kids were too young. I was going through the divorce, and I didn't need, that kind of fishbowl experience.
Yeah.
So when they came around again, and you and I have this amazing man in common, Gordon Gilbertson.
Yes, we have a manager in common who we adore.
And so he called and he said, I just wanted you to know that, Housewives is interested, but we're going to pass. I just wanted to let you know. And so
and you're like, wait.
Wait a minute. Let me think about it, because at the time, as an actor, a lot of things don't shoot in LA, and I felt like I was everywhere but home.
Oh, that's a good point. So it makes sense for the family.
When I slept on it, it was more of, I really want something that's going to keep me home. The boys are going into middle school, and I really didn't want to miss out. And so it was just timing, like with everything.
Yeah.
And for me and you, we've always done things. We weren't just actresses.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't anything like people would go, oh my God, she's going to be a reality star. But I've always done other things as you direct, you produce. So it didn't feel that much of a stretch.
Well, and you and I have always been interested in the talk show space. I mean, obviously you're on The Real, you're one of the hosts of The Real, but for a while there, I feel like leading up to that, I feel like you and I would run into each other at these like, I guess are they even called auditions? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, auditions, tests, chemistry testing.
Chemistry tests, yes. I feel like we ran into each other a lot there, and we're constantly like, I don't know, like I was in and out of The View and The Talk, and like all, there was a lot of that. And so you got to get a seat on The Real and hang out and and that's what this podcast is for me. Like this is like and you have a podcast too, so you understand.
I do go to bed with Garcelle, but I couldn't. We had to put a pause on that because I just can't do everything.
I know you got a lot going on with 3 boys, and now you've got cameras in your home watching you be fat. Oh my gosh, you guys get so done up on that show too. I can't even.
God. Girl.
The closet.
It is. I feel like
for the
Kardashian.
closet.
I get hair and makeup almost every day. Today I haven't, thank God, because today I'm like, I don't do it until later. But what's interesting with that is, it's it's part of the show. The glamour of it is part of the show.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely a new thing. But the real is my dream job. And like you said, I've been chasing that dream for a while. And I'm happy
that's like
that I
a
get to
normal
do it.
job. Like I feel like when I moved to Connecticut,
normal job?
Yeah, normal
A
job.
normal job.
We are it's funny as actresses, like everyone fantasizes about being in show business in some way, right?
Yeah.
But, like what's funny is I feel like people in showbiz like kind of want the 9 to 5, want like a normal. I wanted a talk show because
regular schedule.
I wanted to go to work when the kids were at school and then come home when they were home, And
Yes.
so I was fighting really hard to be on The View. Funny enough, I was asked to be on The View this week and I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I got my podcast now. I don't need it. But but no, but like that's what I love about this is like Amanda and I can come in here and like do this when the kids are at school, and then I go home and it's like so I'm sure Housewives is probably like that for you, and then The Real is like that for you. So trying to build that like normal-ish life while staying active in our industry.
Yeah, totally. And also, being a mom is important. And my boys are now 14. So, I don't have that much longer until they start college and doing their own thing. So I want to soak it in as much as I can. I'm sure. Amanda, do you have any other kids besides?
I do. I have a 9-year-old son.
Oh, you do?
Her oldest is the same age as my youngest. That's how we became friends.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, but she's not counting down just yet, but I feel
Not
that
yet,
pressure,
but
man.
The thought of it already
Oh,
wrecks me. My friends and I were having this conversation via text last night because they sent home a what do you call it? A time capsule
Oh, yeah.
for her son, and she's like, "Well, they graduate in 2033, so they're going to open this on
Not 2033.
well, her son,
Her son's,
and
preschool.
so he's in first.
Oh, first grade?
Oh, okay.
I have no idea
Forgive
what
me,
the
Ginger.
years
I
are that
forget
my
what
kids
age
graduate.
Rowan is. But so they sent it home, so they'll open it on March 3rd, 2033, when they're getting ready to graduate high school. And she was just having this come apart, like, oh my gosh, why do we have to put a date on it? Like visualizing this is wrecking me as a mother.
I don't like when things when there's dates that are going to coincide with the time my credit card expires. I'm like, that seems so far in the future. Like, why are we already there? Like, wait, my credit card's going to expire? That seemed like so long ago when I got this or whatever,
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I'm empty nest syndroming. Like I'm
there.
already thinking about it. My son gets his license next week. And
Oh my goodness.
that to me, I always said, yeah, I'm like, that's not, and you're lucky because your boys are in LA. You got an extra year on you, but like with, here it's 16. Now that I moved to Nashville, it's 16. And I always said, you don't lose your kids when they're 18. You lose them when they drive.
Yeah.
Because
then they don't need you to be their Uber anymore.
No, and you don't get that time in the car. Sometimes is like the best time with your kids.
Is big.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you had any
That's
parenting
good.
wins recently you want to share?
With my twins?
Yeah. How old's Oliver now?
They're starting to like girls.
Oh,
wait.
I'm not ready for that.
What if they fight over the same girl? Is that a thing?
Well,
You worried about that?
God, no, that wouldn't be a thing. They're so different.
Okay.
I always say my kids, just got to ride together because they're so different.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
They just happen to come in at the same time.
I get that.
Holding hands.
Yes, my girls
Yeah.
share a face, and that's about it. Personality is completely different.
And now, are they fraternal or identical?
They're identical.
Oh, they are. I need
They are.
photos.
I will
Send me
send you
photos
some
when we're done.
photos.
Okay.
Oh, and we got to give them your books. Garcelle and I, she has this great book, and we're trying to work together on these books that she has, this book series, which is amazing. It's the I Am book series, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so you have I Am Mixed, I Am Living in Two Homes,
Homes. Yep. And
and
then I am awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, we have to get those for your girls.
They need them. I think we have I Am Awesome, but I need to get the other two.
Yeah,
I love that.
they're great books.
How's your mom?
My mom's great. Yeah, my mom and Garcelle keep in touch.
Oh,
My mom's
She's
great.
the sweetest.
She's going to be on the podcast, so we're excited. She's going to, Amanda's
can't
going
wait
to
to
ask
meet
her
her.
all the many questions about me growing up and auditions and all that fun
raising
stuff.
you. What were you like?
Yeah,
Yes.
big
Didn't you
wins
like-
and big kind of fails in the industry, right? I think she'll remember all of my auditions and all of my projects, the ones where they were the most difficult and stuff. So that'll be fun. But yeah, she's doing great. Thank you for asking.
So I have a
Of course.
question.
You know what I loved about your career? I feel like you were the first one that thought about behind the camera.
Well,
You know,
actually,
I think
what?
you thought behind the camera way before anybody else.
Bringing it back to Cosby Show, it was actually Malcolm Jamal Warner who inspired me to be a director. I never knew him. I never met him. I follow him on Instagram. But knowing when I found out that he directed Cosby Show, Like I think he directed some in the last season or something. I was like, that's really cool. Like that's what I wanted. Then Fred Savage did it, and I was like, okay, that's what I wanted to, So it was like going down that. Well, of course, Ron Howard, but I don't think I really knew about Ron at that time. It was really Malcolm was like the first one that I was like, there's someone I like on a TV show, but he's like taking it another level, and like that's when I decided I wanted to do that. So
yeah. Very proud of you. That was so cool. You were doing it before anybody else.
Thank you. All right. Well, we have to ask you what you're really into. I mean, the jux of this show is to like, what are you? People binge you, but what are you binging?
What am I binging? Oh my! In terms of TV shows,
anything.
I am binging. Well, I used to be a 90-day fiance addict.
Yes.
But now I'm really into home. I'm into home design like nobody's business. I just bought a little beach cottage and I'm redoing that. So anything home, HGTV, I'm obsessed.
Do you just like get inspired by it or you get
inspired by it? I love makeovers. I love stories about the people that are doing it. Like even if I'm watching a football game, I really care about the stories they tell me about the players.
Yes.
You know
yeah.
I love that. So I'm binging anything home. I don't have a lot of downtime, but when I do home goods, I'm in there a lot.
Oh, so I was going to say, what's your go-to place for like shopping for the house?
Home goods for sure.
She's my people. You are my people, Garcelle.
Oh my God, for sure. I don't need everything to be high end.
No.
I'm not that good.
What's the version here? So when I moved to Nashville,
we have home goods.
Home goods at home? Is it at home? At home is the one I've been.
We have a stock and trade.
When I first moved to Nashville, I went to At Home. Do you think At Home's just a Southern thing, maybe?
No, I think it's everywhere.
Oh, okay. Because I've never heard of it before. And I was like, okay, this is like my home goods, but a little bit different. Like a huge Christmas section. That was
my
awesome.
Guilty pleasure is bargain hunting.
Yeah.
I want the nice thing, but I want it on the cheap.
Yeah.
So it's the thrill of the hunt.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go.
Do you antique? Do you go antiquing, Garcelle? You guys?
I'm not really into antiquing. I was like back in the day, but now I feel like I'm much more modern, farmhouse, tropical.
Yeah. So Home Goods
what
is the
else
place.
am I doing?
So anybody that wants to find you should go to Home Goods and stalk you there. Okay. Good to know.
For sure. Yeah. But this whole thing about, we're still in a pandemic. We're still trying to figure that out. And I'm just so happy my kids are back in school physically. Like that's a big milestone for me.
That's huge. And that's, are they good with at-home stuff or no? Did they do good on virtual or my kids didn't do
One of them did. One of them did not.
Yeah, mine just sank into the sofa and disappeared for a few months.
Oh,
so.
It was hard. It was really hard.
Really hard. And then the worst was my little one. Like when it first started, he was in first grade and like trying to get him to sit down and do his stinking work.
Forget about it.
It would have taken anyone else 20 minutes to do, but it takes him 17 hours.
Brain breaks are necessary.
Oh, my brain breaks. He would take 7-hour brain breaks while he was on YouTube and eating cereal. And I was too tired to fight him every time. I actually brought my mom in for some help.
Parents. That was definitely hard on parents too. Parents, teachers, kids, everybody.
Oh, that's when I realized I was not meant to be a teacher. I definitely was not meant to be a teacher.
Yeah, no, me neither. No patience.
Amanda, name a song by Queen in 15 seconds. Go.
I can sing it. Mama. Ooh.
That's Bohemian Rhapsody. Good job. Good job. But you know what? I think if you were playing on Trivia Star, you totally would have gotten that.
I think so.
So Trivia Star is a free mobile trivia game, and it has over 60 different categories, and you get to choose the category, right?
Yes. My personal favorite is pop culture, but there is celebrities, animals, music, television.
So many. I always have to lay it down with my 9-year-old. He needs someone to hang out with him while he goes to sleep.
Oh.
And so I'm always trying to stay awake while he passes out and he's snoring next to me. And I'm always playing Trivia Star. So it's super fun for me to like just have a little time to myself and play a little trivia because I love some trivia. And right now, Trivia Star is offering you 2,500 coins and 500 gems when you download and play.
Yes, and those coins are great for if you get stuck. You just get some hints with those, and they take care of you.
And they help
great.
you beat the level, yeah.
Yes, so if you want to get yours, go to the Apple or Google store and search for Trivia Star. Download Trivia Star for free today and flex those brain
Yeah,
cells.
Trivia Star has thousands of 5-star reviews in the Apple Store and is the #1 trivia game on the App Store. So download it today and challenge yourself.
So, Melissa, our modern diets aren't helping our problems as we age.
No, for sure. I mean, our bodies produce less than half of the collagen they did in their 20s.
I know, and it makes us feel old.
Yeah, because you know what collagen is good for, right?
What?
It makes our skin, hair, joints, nails, bones. It just helps us look better and feel better, and we need it.
Oh, is that why I've been looking so fresh these days?
That's why, because you've been using BioTrust's ageless multi-collagen proteins.
That must be exactly why.
You know, it provides you with 5 types of collagen needed to support the entire anti-aging process, plus essential amino acids to make it a complete protein.
That's right. And many other brands on the market only use 1 or 2 types of collagens.
Yeah, it supports healthy skin, hair, nails, bones, joints, all of it. It also supports athletic performance, recovery, and an active lifestyle, which we both have.
We both created thanks to BioTrust.
Yes, and it supports gut health, it's easily digestible, it's taste-free and odorless, and it's third-party lab tested to ensure purity and potency.
And it doesn't clump. Do you hear me? It doesn't
not clump. I love that.
It's a miracle.
It can be mixed in anything hot or cold. There's no artificial colors, flavors, preservatives, or sweeteners. Basically, guys, come on. It's all around good. It's all the stuff you need and none of the stuff you don't.
And you need to try it for yourself if you haven't already. Here's what I want you to do. Go to biotrust.com/binge, BINGE, and get your special offer of up to 51% off today.
You'll also get free shipping on your order and support from personal health and fitness coaches to work with you, and they'll share their expertise with you. So that's biotrust.com/binge, BINGE, to get your special up to 51% off offer.
We thank you, BioTrust, for sponsoring What Women Binge.
So are you into any books, podcasts? I mean, so you said you're taking a break on your podcast, but your podcast is really fun.
It was really fun. Listen to me, Melissa and Amanda. There were nights that I woke up in a cold sweat going, I can't believe I reveal that. Because it was always, very sexual, very naughty, but really fun. And just, I'd always have a friend and a celebrity. And we would, it was really about celebrating each other and talking about things. There was no mean-spirited thing, completely different than Housewives.
Yeah.
And it was fun, yeah.
And I
really did it. When we sold the idea, it was to do it as a show, a TV show. But then we got shut down because of COVID. And then MGM was like, why don't we incubate it and as a podcast until the world, does what it does.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Actually, whenever I thought about doing a talk show, kind of like you, I was like, oh, it'd be great if someone was like in bed with me having a cocktail. And you did it. I was like, wait a second. I want to do that. No, that's such a fun concept.
Together. Me, you, and Amanda.
Well, I need to, when you bring it back, I want to be your first guest back. I want to be on the bed with you.
I would love
I want to have a drink. And I loved also, I listened to one with Cheryl Burke, and you were talking about like her sobriety and stuff. You went to some tough, like not only talking about sex, but like getting deep with people about things that maybe other people don't want to talk about. So that was great.
Yeah, she was really great and open. And, I've known Cheryl too, and I would see her out and about. You would have never known.
Yeah.
Like I never knew that she had a problem with alcohol. So it was great. I think people felt safe, like with your podcast, that you're not going to make anybody look bad. They're just here to share experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. Share some stories and chat about some stuff. And but she really opened up. It was really nice. That was a nice episode.
Yeah, that was really fun. And then I had an episode with Jamie Foxx where he was like, I can't believe you're talking like this. That was really fun.
Did he keep calling you fancy?
No, he doesn't call me that.
That's good. I actually watched that back. Like, I don't know that I've ever really watched the Jamie Foxx show. And I watched the first episode, and you were, from the get-go, your first line, not only are you hot as all hell, like, it's like insane,
so
but like you delivered those lines, like, that first, for a pilot episode too, where like you were like on your comedy, your timing.
Oh my God, thank you. I was so scared. I had never done comedy. I was so happy that I took a Groundlings class prior to getting that job, because with Jamie, it was like improv. We would rehearse during the week, but once they brought the audience, him being a stand-up comic, he would just get so high off the energy of the audience that he wouldn't stick to the script. So it was kind of like, where's he going? What do I do? What's he going to do? So it was really a great exercise for me.
Yeah, because he goes, and you kept it so, sometimes there's the female role, especially when it's the funny guy, the female role tends to be like the kind of the dry, the like, grounded. But you like held your own and like grounded it and delivered those lines and hit the timing. I was really impressed. I think you're like one of the few people that I know that can do all of these things. You're a fantastic talk show host. You're a fantastic comedian. You're fantastic on screen. You're a model. You're like, you're hitting all of it and you're killing it.
Crazy. Who is this woman?
It's you. We're looking at her.
Whoa.
Multifaceted.
Multifaceted. Yeah.
I just like to switch it up. I think it's part of being a Sagittarius. I I get bored easily, so I like to keep it fresh and moving. And I think that's probably what lends me to doing all these different things.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the nature of the actor too, right? We don't want to be stuck in the same character for too. Like everybody wants us to revisit this or revisit that, but it's like,
Mhm.
and we fall in love with our characters, but we're ready to move on, and we want to slip into different skins and try different
Yeah.
personalities and.
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember one acting teacher saying that don't sit by the phone waiting for the call. Go live life so that you can play life.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Patty, actually, Patricia Heaton was on before,
I love
and
her.
that was actually advice that she said too.
Yeah.
Was you've got to be able to live your life to be able to play these roles.
Exactly.
So I feel like
got to work with her on her
Oh,
second
you were
act.
Carol's second act. That's
Yes,
right.
She's
Yeah.
so lovely.
She's
I mean,
amazing.
for somebody who's had such an amazing career, I thought she'd be a little bit, not off-putting. She would be a little bit more like, I'm Patricia Heaton.
Like a little
But
cold
she
or
would
something.
sit
Yeah.
with us at lunch. She would tell me all kinds of
Oh,
stories.
she's
and
lovely. She's one
talk
of
about
our
her
good
kids.
friends here. We've been hanging out a lot. She's actually my
That's right,
neighbor.
she's in Nashville.
Yeah, she's in Nashville. We both moved here like the same month, and she reached out to me on Instagram, and we like became buddies. So she's absolutely lovely. And yes, it's funny because you guys gave similar advice, or were given similar advice that
Yeah.
that took you far. So
Yeah, she's lovely. I really, I'm a fan.
so I don't know much about Housewives, as I said before. I just need to ask you. So who are the friends and who are did you have friends on the show before, and are there people that have become enemies but were friends? How does that shift?
I did have friends on the show. I've known Lisa Rinna for 20 years. Also, Denise Richards,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
known for a long time. And Kyle Richards, I would see, here and there in Beverly Hills at events,
Mm-hmm.
And so coming on the show, you have to have a friend
Oh,
introduce you. So I came on the show, and then Denise left because she had a tough season.
Oh.
My first season was her toughest. And she ended up going, I can't take it. And she left.
Okay.
So I've made some friends on the show. Sutton Strack is one of my friends who I can say is truly my friend outside of the show. We hang out. We both single moms, and she has 3 kids. I have 3 kids. And so we bonded over a lot of things. But, the show is tough. And when I say that, because you're supposed to build these new friendships. But at the same time, these friendships sometimes are veiled as friendships, but maybe they're not.
So
Truly.
do you what if there's no conflict going on? Like obviously these shows they live on conflict. How do you do you ever create the conflict, or do they throw things in, and do the producers ever get involved?
It's really not scripted. Like the first time I was shooting in my house, the cameras were there, the producers and stuff, and I'm waiting for action.
And they've already been filming you, and you didn't even know.
And they were like, we don't do that. Just live your life.
Oh, that's so funny. That's the opposite. So I worked with Mario Lopez on a few Christmas movies, but the last one I directed him in last year. It was called Feliz Navidad. And it was so funny because he's been doing so much extra, like hosting on Extra.
Yeah.
Wait, is it Extra? Oh, wait, I can't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. He would count himself in, if he had to do it, if he flubbed his line,
No way.
he wouldn't even let me say action. He would just go, and 3, 2. And he would count himself in. I'm like, what are you doing? It's funny. And then, my mom had to direct one of our Christmas movies because Joe Mazzello, who was supposed to direct it, went off to do Bohemian Rhapsody the day before our movie started. So my mom was like, well, I guess I have to. Yeah, he got this big part.
Were you freaking out?
My mom was freaking out. She's like, what am I going to do? But I can't not let him go do Bohemian Rhapsody.
And that movie is one of my favorites.
And he's brilliant. And we've known him since he was a little boy. So my mom's like, I got to let him go do it. But nobody knows the locations or the sets like me. So I guess I've got to direct it. You got to help me. But it was funny because she was fine with saying cut, could not remember to say action. You just reminded me of that. Sorry. It was like
Mario's on Access Hollywood, actually.
Oh, Access Hollywood. He's on Access Hollywood. Whoops.
Oh,
sorry, Mario. I should know that.
We'll fix that, right? You can fix that.
Yeah, we'll fix that.
We just see him everywhere. We're just like, it's Mario.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario. Okay, so we have to ask you, we have these questions we do.
Okay.
For everybody asks that we ask them the same questions.
I love that.
So, all right. What shows are listed under your continue watching on your Netflix queue or any streamer?
Selling Sunset. I love.
Yes.
I said 90 Day Fiance before. I also love $1 Million Listing, HGTV. It's all home stuff. I'm so sorry.
$1 million listing.
I watched recently that I loved. Oh, I mean, I try to watch movies, but I really find that I'm best when I can do an hour and then I can do other things because I don't have a lot of time.
Yeah. You're trying to
I'm not
squeeze it
really
in.
a binger. I did watch the Janet Jackson documentary.
Oh, how was that?
Oh, that
Haven't
was
seen it yet.
so good. Oh, and I've also been watching a lot of Lifetime.
Oh,
Nice.
I watch it so much. My kids were like, Mom, there's a lot of killing in these shows.
well, I've got one that's going to be coming out later this year. You can binge that.
Oh,
Okay, what is a book that's been on your nightstand like a little too long that you haven't gotten through?
Untethered Soul.
Oh, what's that one about? I think I've heard of that.
It's really a self-help book about, what we say to each other, the negative thoughts we say to each other. And every now and then I feel like I need to go back to it. And also Mariam Williamson's Return to Love.
Oh, she's great. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorite authors. Do you have a
I
go-to?
just got Rick Ross's book called Boss Up. I think it's called Boss Up. Yeah.
Okay. So when do you read well, you don't really have a trailer at the Housewives, right? You're kind of like hanging out in town or going to restaurants and stuff, right?
Yeah. Drinking lots and getting dressed up.
Oh, that's where I would get in trouble. Like if I had to be on that show, you give me one drink, my
She's
New York
done.
accent comes out and I start spilling all the beans.
She'll be dancing
We
everywhere.
need you. We need you. We need you as a housewife.
Well, that's what I want to ask you. What happens when, if you get bored, if things get boring for a second, how do you spice it up? Do you have a few drinks? Do you knock someone out? Do you take the earrings off?
It's never, trust me, it is never boring. You have 8 women that are,
Huge personalities.
independent bosses, have their own opinion. It's never boring.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good point.
Yeah.
I mean, hence that's why the show's been on so long and goes to every city in the world now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a podcast or maybe an audiobook or something you listen to on a long commute?
Podcasts. I do. I mean, there's a lot of them. It's really hard to pick.
There's so many.
Two Funny Mamas, Sherry Shepherd and Kim Whitley, I listen to just because they crack me up.
Oh, I'll have to listen to that one. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that
And
right
what's the 3 girls, Kelty? Oh, the Lady Gang. The Lady Gang. Hello.
now. Oh, okay.
That's the podcast. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, we're writing these down. We're gonna start
Okay.
subscribing to all these.
Yeah.
I'm loving podcasts. I just discovered a few years ago, right before I did my
Me
own.
too. Me too.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I'm like, I love these.
I'm doing my best to get into them. The more and more we're doing them, the more and more I realize I like what we're making. There's probably a lot
That you
I'm
would like.
missing
There's
out
a lot
on.
you would like. There's
Yeah.
it's kind of like masterclass in a way too. You can find
Yeah.
something for anything you want.
Totally. That's exactly right.
Is there a show you watch only so you can have something to talk about with other people?
Don't say Real Housewives.
I would say, no. I would say like The View or Good Morning America because I can get a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
So then I feel like I'm well-rounded. But also The Real. I mean, we talk about everything.
I love The Real.
Oh, you got to do a
Yeah.
lot of homework for that too, probably, right? You got to know the
Yes,
hot
girl,
topics and
yes.
the whole thing.
I can tell you anything about pop culture. I can tell you that about the news.
Oh my gosh, I can't I watch the Thanksgiving Day parade and I'm I don't know who half these performers are or luckily I know who the Super Bowl people were this year, but otherwise I have no clue.
That's hilarious.
What about your all-time favorite movie?
Oh, I would say Steel Magnolias is one of them.
Oh, I need to rewatch that.
Oh,
told you
I
she was
love that
about
movie.
people.
Also, Dead Poet Society, although Robin Williams, that was the first time I saw him do drama, and I was like, oh my God, that is so good.
That's it. That's
I
a
don't know if it
stellar,
was
stellar
sad at
movie.
the end. I like older movies, honestly.
Yeah.
And my favorite time of the year is when movies are coming out for Oscar contention or,
Yeah.
award
Yeah.
season.
You'd love
I love
to.
that. When the screeners come out and I got to vote for the SAG Awards, I'm
Yeah.
all about it.
Love it.
I take my job very seriously. I'm I got to watch all these movies.
That's right. Kids, don't bother me. I'm doing work.
Yes.
Minari is one of the ones I loved last year.
That was
too.
so good. I did not expect to like that, but I have to say my favorite was Trial of Chicago 7 because I felt like I didn't really know that story and I was blown away.
And the performances?
The performances.
I mean,
Sacha Baron
what's
Cohen did a
about-
fantastic. For someone who has to
Amazing.
be so obnoxious and yet smart and hippie and high and he was amazing.
he was amazing. I was just about to say his name before you said it.
Yeah. He's great. A beauty product that you can't live without.
Aquaphor.
Oh, really? What do you use it for? Like the face?
I use it. You can buy it at any drugstore. I use it on my lips, on my elbows, when my kids were little, diaper rash, everything, anything. It's always in my car, in my purse, everywhere.
They do have a good chapstick. I keep
she
the
looks
Aquaphor
flawless,
chapstick. Well, yeah,
so-
you still look like you're, you're a rose bearer in Coming to America.
Smoke and mirrors, but thank you.
No. No, not these days with Zoom, right? Okay, what about a show that you didn't think you would like, but the opposite. A show you thought you would like, but you ended up disliking. Is there one of those?
Oh, everybody loves, what's that girl in Paris? Emily in Paris?
Emily in Paris.
Because of the fashion, it's in Paris, but I watched it and I was like, eh.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
tried to get into it. I didn't get into it.
I think I watched one episode.
I think I need to try
Oh
again.
my God, you guys, the three of us are, in
I know.
line.
It's kismet.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were on a deserted island, what would be one food you would take with you?
This is always so telling for me.
That's so hard. I would say sushi, but it wouldn't last very long because I eat it all up.
No, that's funny because Kim Paisley said sushi, and I thought that was
Yeah.
such an odd choice, but it's so awesome because it's like everything wrapped in one. It's very
Yeah.
smart. I wouldn't have thought of that. Like
No.
it's so like all encompassing. Like you got your fish, you got your veggies, you got your rice, you got your
Yes.
seeds. I like
I
it.
want some right now.
Now you're making me hungry. What's a book that's on your bucket list that you've been wanting to read like your whole life and never have?
I just read Becoming, which I love, the Michelle Obama, that I want to read.
Like, is there a classic?
Mine was like, I think someday I need to read War and Peace.
The Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Right, because it sounds like you're really smart.
Yeah, well, it's also like one of those stories. It's if I remember correctly, it's not very long.
It's not.
It's not?
No.
It's because it's a book that they do a lot, and like that's why I feel like I missed out on Uncle Tom's Cabin. Like it's like
You
like
didn't go to
sometimes
normal
required
school.
reading. Well, I did, but like I went to public
Yeah.
school till like ninth grade, but. It's, sometimes I feel like that required reading that we missed out on. Like, not all of us
Yeah.
got the same things, right? Like, some did To
Yeah.
Kill a Mockingbird and some did
Yeah.
Why the
where,
Caged
where
Bird
you are in
Sing.
the country probably changes a lot.
Depends,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
And who your
Like,
teacher is.
one of my boys is about to read Romeo and Juliet, and he's like, oh, that sounds really boring. And I'm like, no, it's about love. And I said, but don't get any ideas. Finding each other. And so.
Yeah,
that
no,
should
my
be-
son, actually my 13-year-old just did at The Outsiders, and I read it with him, and it was so fun to read that again.
How cool.
Such a good book. That one got me, like, I'm like, I gotta read more of these like
That's
classic, kid book, not kid books, but
Yeah.
like the ones we read as kids. What about a movie that you feel like you should have watched but you haven't yet?
Oh, believe it or not, what's that classic Christmas movie? It's in black and white. Is it 34th Street?
That's it. Miracle on 34th Street?
Yes.
Oh, that's a
Never
good
seen it.
one. I just,
Yeah.
you know what? I wrapped my presents this year and watched it. It's a good one.
Oh, you did?
You got to check it out. Natalie Wood is stellar as a child actress. She was
And
amazing.
how gorgeous.
A workout or a class that you're obsessed with?
Pilates. It's always Pilates. for me.
Oh, that's good. I gotta.
I've been trying to get her to do Pilates with me. She's not interested.
Well, now that Garcelle said it, I
Oh,
might have
you
to do it.
have to do it.
Now
Amanda,
that-
make her do it.
I'm gonna try.
She's
She
gonna
makes
drag
me
me.
do hot yoga, and it's like the worst.
I know. I hate hot yoga.
You wouldn't catch me doing that.
I just feel like I need two things going on at once. I need to be sweating like I'm in a sauna and stretching yoga-ish stuff. Like I can't. It's
Half the class, I'm just laying on the floor, like praying for the end to come.
I know. I'm just thinking, should I use the bathroom just to get outside and get some fresh air? Like, should I just
Right.
say I
That
have
would
to use
be
the
me
bathroom?
too.
Yeah. Okay. Your most juicy guilty pleasure.
Oh, juicy guilty pleasure. I would say drinking tequila.
There you go. All
Yeah.
right. All right. Then we also. Do you have your phone near you? We have to ask
Yeah.
you how many unread emails are in your inbox.
You don't want to know. Let's see.
No, this is the thing that's always so telling. to
I
me, is
know.
that, like,
Okay, how do I do unread?
so just the little red dot on your.
Like, what's the number
Mail.
when you look at your mail app?
Oh my God. Are you ready?
Yes.
73,499.
She is my people.
Oh my gosh. You're the set. You almost beat Amanda's got 90. She had
knocked all
92,000.
the
I made her.
pictures. I
I
got
know.
so
Amanda got so excited.
That is such a great question.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to come over and help you too. I'm trying to help this one over here with hers.
Listen, Linda.
She just wants to change me.
I had mine at 39 this week and I was so proud, and now it's exactly 50. No, wait,
No.
does that say 60? No, it says 50. So, Amanda, when you deal with things like breakouts or you get to be my age and it's signs of aging and a little wrinkles and uneven tones to your skin, like I got a little sunspot on my nosy I'm trying to get rid of. Yeah, this is where we are. But Apostrophe.
It's making it so much better.
Yes, Apostrophe will help you get glowing skin this year.
Am I glowing?
You're glowing.
Because I've really been
using it.
I know.
Apostrophe is a prescription skincare company that offers science-backed oral and topical medications that are clinically proven to help clear acne.
And Apostrophe will connect you with a board-certified dermatologist who will create a personalized treatment plan that is perfectly tailored to your unique skin.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to Apostrophe's online quiz, and then you fill in your skin goals and your medical history, take a few selfies, send it, and their dermatologist will create your customized treatment plan.
And it treats all types of acne, from hormonal acne, facial acne, even chest knee, back knee, and butt knee, which I didn't know was a word, but I love it.
But I can imagine that's a real thing.
If you've got that problem,
chest knee, back knee, butt knee, you need to get on Apostrophe. So whatever your skincare goals are, we have a special deal for our audience today. Save $15 off your first visit with an Apostrophe provider at apostrophe.com/WWB when you use our code WWB. This code is only available to our listeners.
To get started, just go to apostrophe.com/WWB and click Begin Visit. Then use our code WWB to sign up, and you'll get your first visit for only $5.
$5. That's Apostrophe. APOSTROPHE. Did I spell that right?
I think you did.
APOSTROPHE.com/WWB and use that code WWB to get your dermatologist crafted treatment plan for $5.
Thanks, Apostrophe, for sponsoring What Women Binge.
Sometimes in order to go green, you have to get blue.
That's right.
Blue Land.
Blue Land.
Blue Land was founded on the belief that a cleaner planet starts by eliminating plastic waste while creating powerful and effective cleaners for your entire home.
And they are so effective. I have cleaned my entire house with Blue Land, and I'm telling you, from kitchen dish soap all the way to toilet bowl cleaner, this stuff is amazing. Your whole house will smell so good, and you can be guilt-free about what you're using. You're not wasting plastic. You're not harming the environment.
You get that. I love their hand soap duo, but you get like that one delivery and you get your glass bottles. And then all you get after that to fill your hand soap is you fill it up with water and you put a tablet in. And that's it. It comes in a little paper wrapper and you throw that little paper wrapper away. The tablet dissolves nicely in the water and you've got a nice foaming hand soap. I love it. And also, right now, backed by very popular demand, is Blue Land's toilet tablet cleaner, which you love, right?
I love it. It smells so good. And my toilet is sparkling.
Yeah, everyone, you got to get this before it sells out again. You can get 20% off your first order if you go to blueland.com/binge. That's BINGE.
That's 20% off your first order of any Blue Land products at blueland.com/binge.
Blueland.com/binge and get 20% off your first order. And thank you, Blue Land, for saving our planet and for sponsoring What Women Binge. Okay, Amanda's going to ask you some this or that. So just, literally this.
Ooh, I like this or that.
Right.
Okay. Wine or beer?
Oh, beer.
Oh.
Well, this one's easy. Housewives or Kardashians?
Hello, Housewives.
Pizza or tacos?
Pizza.
Soft or firm in the mattress department?
Ooh, firm.
I hope it's the mattress department.
I know, right? Firm across the board.
Always give her firm.
Okay. Beach or mountains?
Beach.
Coffee at home or going to Starbucks?
Going to Starbucks.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Country
No,
or rock?
salty.
Okay. She flipped it on us. Country or rock?
Rock.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs all the way.
Art or sports?
Art.
Wow, even with 3 boys.
Yeah, I know, right?
Probably 'cause
You're
you have a lot of
asking
sports
me
in your
what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm always at a sporting event.
So if you come down here to Nashville, we'll go to the Frist Museum instead of going to the Titans game, I guess. We'll send the boys to the Titans game.
Unless
We'll
the
go
boys are with us, right?
Yes.
So I have one last question. I know we've got to wrap up soon, but I have to bring it up or my son will kill me. So you are so known for so many roles, but I don't know how well known you are for your role as the wife of Vulture.
Oh my God. That was so much fun. I hadn't done a Marvel movie. I was sitting at home and Gordon called and he said, I have a project, an offer for you. It's a project that I can't tell you about. And I'm like, what? I was like, this doesn't sound good. And he said, all I can say, it's Marvel. And I said, yes, I'll do anything.
Yes. That would be my answer.
Oh my
too.
gosh, how many people say, like, does anybody say no to that? I want to know.
Surely not.
No one. And I remember I was in Atlanta shooting and I was missing the first day of school. And I was kind of, you know how mom guilt. And I think one of the actors on set was like, tell them you're with Spider-Man. You get street cred. They're never going to care.
Exactly. Well, and that's
That
why
was really cool.
my son would he'd be like, that, she knows Spider-Man.
Let me
I
tell
will
you.
ask. I will bring it up.
You got to come by and visit us when you come down here.
I would
Yes.
love that.
Yeah.
I would love that. I want to hug you.
I know.
Air
Virtual
hugs.
hug.
Virtual hug.
Thank you for being
I'll
here.
come back and talk about the book.
Please do.
Yes. Absolutely.
cannot wait.
We'll all read it. We'll make sure everybody reads it, and
Correct.
let's do that. And we have to ask you for a secret that we're gonna put in our jar here, but we're gonna have one of the guys in our crew write it out for us, so we don't. Because at the end of the season, we're gonna look at it and try to guess who is the secret.
Yes.
Everybody says.
Oh, I love that idea.
So if you have a good little secret, you can share it with us.
But it's a secret that's not in Love Me As I Am. Okay.
Yeah, it's not in there.
It can be something really superficial, like you have a third nipple, something, whatever.
Please let it be
And nobody will know, and we'll just guess that it's Chris Carrabba.
I had.
Thank you, Garcelle, so much for being here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. Love you guys.
Love you. Mwah.
See you soon.
All right.
Bye.
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 Thank you guys for joining us for What Women Binge. You can connect with all of us on your favorite social media platforms. We have at What Women Binge. Amanda?
I'm at Amanda WWB.
I'm at Melissa Joan Hart. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe anywhere you get podcasts. You can find all of our links at whatwomenbinge.com and subscribe on YouTube. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios, video production by Matt Giesler, and audio by Matt Lott, and production assistant Jennifer Best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com.